All right, good morning. Good morning. Man, the market's taken a turn for the worse since I've been here. Look at those downtrend days. Jeez. What a strong, like, it's a one-time push. 5 candles in a row, making lower highs and lower lows. Broke below some pretty critical supports with really no hesitation on the daily chart. We're back down here to our October lows. Quite impressive, actually. Quite impressive. I don't think we have any news this morning that I'm super concerned with. Not that I can see. Feels good to be back. I can't really even look to the left as far as like support or any levels I'm interested in unless I basically zoom out to the daily chart. I've got my yesterday's or Friday's high and lows marked, but I mean really kind of local levels, except for if we do look on the daily chart, I mean we're into October's like little accumulation area here. Might be like slightly cheeky under here, but ultimately the big swings down here. 42.50 basically. I mean, potentially we make it there today. ATR of these daily candles, I mean, we could. We could. Have quite an engulf candle happening here. It was rejected above quickly. Trying to set up a little W here, but I don't know how much faith I have in it. It feels like one of these days we're going to end up getting like a little bit of a relief rally, but hasn't happened yet. If it holds, 5 minute would create a high or low. We got 3 minutes till open. That's a nice little pop there. Looks like they reached an agreement. We've got a little bit of a gap here. Price never came back and retested. This got pretty close. Could get a check above this though. See what kind of volatility we get at the open here. What a sell-off on Bitcoin. And it still looks awful. See how our daily candle closes today. I guess, I mean, it's following suit with the regular markets, so makes sense. Watch for signs of a failed breakout here at open. Be a little bit of a two-leg pullback potential if we get a failed breakout here. Pop up above this swing, fail right in here somewhere. We'll see. Could be a good setup. Might be too fast at the open, but we'll see. Or too big of a candle. Is there a gap like, man, 60 points? Check the bottom first. Off a lower high. Never did even attempt to break up. Checking the bottom first. See if we hold, I guess. Doesn't look too hot. I'd be even more interested in a failed breakout up now, if it ever happened. We might get our test up. see what a test above looks like. Hey, good morning, man. How are you? Sorry I was gone the last couple days last week. I ended up having to go do a small job for the end of last week. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have another one coming up. I don't exactly know when. I'll have a little bit more heads up for this one. Should only be a couple days again. But I do know that we got the job. We're just waiting on a couple things to prep. So there'll be a few days again, sometime within the next 2 weeks, that I'll have to go to work again. How was your trading on Friday, on Thursday, Friday? I was looking back, there was some crazy volume on Friday, which is the option, like you were saying, it was the options expiration week, and Friday was the actual day. When I was looking back, there was crazy volume on Friday. Huge volume. Well, we're not breaking lows or highs yet. We're kind of stuck. Kind of stuck. Here comes our test above. It's literally a 10.1 minute candle though. Even if this closes as a perfect failure, gives me, gives this good idea of what's about to happen, but man, I can't take 10-point entry trades. It's just no way. It's not realistic. Got a pretty decent failed breakout candle now. Tested below. We got the trigger candle after, which looks good too. Nice. Well, right on though. Lots of trading activity though. Good practice. The more trades did not increase your money enough. That's good. I mean, that's cool that you noticed that. Well, right on though. 10 plus trades, in 2 days. Damn. That's a bit. Those are busy 2 days. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. We talked about it a little last week, but yeah, man, in my replay trading practicing, I'm really noticing that what I consider a AAA version of my setups does not happen super often, and I'm okay with that. The numbers are actually working out quite well. I just have to be really patient. That's kind of the key for me, which I guess is okay. You know, I don't have to trade a lot of times every day. I don't even have to trade technically every day. I just need to make it work and be consistent with those couple opportunities that I get each week and then scale it. It's like a very different style than I'm used to, but it seems like it works better. I mean, for what it can compared to what I've been doing. The spreadsheet looks a lot better than my current spreadsheet, so I mean, but it is replay trading. But I'm only taking like the, you know, the actual perfect AAA setup and then managing it. I'm trying to be the algorithm as if my trading strategy was in an algorithm, and then like completely removing all decision making on the fly. Just completely follow it to a T. Feel like I should have done it a long time ago. Looks like our failed breakout didn't really amount to anything. We tested up, closed back in, tested a little lower, created another higher low, and we're going back up. So the replay trading feels like a lot more practice than backtesting on TradingView did. Seems way better. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. The market was pretty aggressive looking when I look back at it on Thursday, Friday. Friday was just pretty wild. A lot of tech companies, man, having some big sell-offs. Saw Netflix was down like 20-something% in one day. Set your own pace. Yeah, that's kind of how I've been feeling lately. I've been like during, like, I guess the replay trading again, but because that's where most of my trading's been. But it yeah, it felt really weird at first to only trade a couple times, but it's kind of feeling better to me. For a long time I look at my journal and it's like, man, you're only taking like one trade a day, and then you document that you should have taken 3, but like maybe instead of trying to force myself to trade more, you know, just work with my personality. And I clearly want that one good setup a day, or maybe 2 tops, and that's it, and that's okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good. We're getting some rejection off the 20 MA. Coming back up into this previous swing little flag that pushed our low. Yeah, pick that AAA one. Exactly. And it does. It definitely, like, I see it present here and there, but I guess since I've been doing the cup, since I've done the same 3 strategies now for multiple months, I'm starting to get to the point where the ones that really worked well all have like a few similar presentations. So I've tried to basically cut out everything else and just wait for that AAA version of it. When everything lines up and it looks just like beautifully. For now anyway. Did get a new low. So we kind of got our 2-leg pullback to the 20 MA on the 5-minute chart here. Went all the way from the MA down to a new low, eh? It's like a 30-point candle right there. 32 points. Oh. Man, these are big moves. Yeah, we're up to 220,000 contracts already, only halfway through a period. That's insane. Can't remember what that daily pivot was. The big one was, yeah, we're still like 50 points. We did break below this little one, but yeah, the big one, 42.50 range. Size of these candles, we definitely could see that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's actually nutty. The downtrend is powerful right now for sure. Big daily candles. Close every day, just closing on its low with lower highs each day too for almost a week, or basically a week now. Strong down push. You'd think we'd get a relief rally at some point. I guess it shows the fear in the market right now. There's our break. Like, we're through 4,300 right now. Yeah. Yeah. There could be big spreads, man. It's going so fast that, yeah. It's taking out like 3 points just in flickers, just quickly. What's our volume up to? 270,000. Got 8 minutes left. My Dom seems to be okay, but this is the sim account right now. I'm on sim. I have to manually move it though. It doesn't want to keep up itself. Okay, yeah, no worries, man. Getting a little bit of a relief here from that 43. I mean, I say from the 4,300 level, but we did go 12 points past, 10 points past. It's a nice looking 5-minute candle buy up. See how they close the last 30 seconds here. Didn't close as a green hammer. This could be a nice trap. If it breaks above, maybe we get a little bit of a push. That would have brought in some short sellers. Definitely not interested in any kind of two-leg pullback like this. This is too V style. Not what I'm looking for. Did you get your platform? She all good? Retesting that little trap swing here. We actually failed to the tick on that previous swing that pushed our low so far. Never continued for any kind of V play. Break back down below. 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. That looks like nasty rejection above, depending on where they close it. We had definitely had some buyers interested here. Yeah, that's smart. That's a smart idea for sure. Sloppy fills are no good while you're scalping. little shakeout pop before we continue to sell off, or we actually find buyers down here again? We did find enough buyers that we started a V. So like if we get back down to the low, I'm going to be very cautious and stock potential reversal opportunity. Technically right now the 2-leg pullback did fire, but it was off like a V style, which I generally not a big fan of at all. Execution candle was 10 points too, but that it is technically playing out right now to some extent. Our retest went basically just above the re-entry, right to the point where people would have had to make a decision again. Looks like we're continuing. We can get back down below 96. Probably we'll see a low test. If we get back down below 96. See what happens on our test of the low here. If we get any kind of failed breakout to the downside. Kind of like that so far, but didn't close as any kind of execution candle for me. And again, we're at 8 points, 9 points of risk. $350,000 contracts in a period. Holy, that's the highest. That's the most volume out of the last week in any 30-minute period. For perspective. No failed breakout entry yet. Downtrend swing comes to here. Hey man, yes indeed, indeed my friend. Crazy volume. We have the most traded volume contracts in the last 30-minute period, the first 30 minutes of today, than we've had all week, all last week in this downtrend. It was like 10.1 minute candles. It's kind of insane. definitely, I mean, if you can get a good trade opportunity that lines up nice, the reward payout is huge. I mean, the risk to get in is a lot bigger right now too, point wise, but the reward makes up for it if you can do it. Yeah, I was away Thursday, Friday for work, but I looked back and yeah, man, like crazy days. This downtrend is very, very aggressive. And Friday was the options expiration. So we had insane volatility and very, very high volume on Friday. And today now we're already topping it off. Like on Friday, the first 3 periods had like just bonkers volume. There's a lot of business being done. Like even though I'm on a sim account right now, like I'm trying to treat it like it's the real deal. And I mean, like there's no way that I can take a 10-point risk trade. It's just not. As someone who uses candlesticks for entries, just can't do it. I'd hit my like max daily loss in 1 trade. Yep. That's good though. That is my, I'm currently doing the same thing. Like when the ATR is this big, the same trade setups form, but they require more to get into. They pay out, like I can still get 2 to 1, 3 to 1. But yeah, it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 on like, you know, 6, 7, 8 points of risk rather than 3 to 4 points of risk. Exactly, man. Yes. It's hard to size down any smaller than 1. That's my problem as well. When it's like, if that's the problem on days like this, you just have to accept that you're not trading, really. There was a gap there. I don't know. On my dome, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but price slid right there and there was no trading that really took place there. There was no liquidity there. Man, we could see a break of that low, that daily low today, boys. We're like right there already. October low, 42.50. We're like there already. I didn't think we'd get there this fast in the session, but fuck me. Does your guys' dome have the volume gap here? There's no traded contracts for those 3 points? Or is it just an error on mine because it happened so quick? Wow. There you go, man. It's a good idea. Nothing wrong with that. Yours messed up too? I mean, it was like a flicker cell and a slide, so I mean, it could have not. That would be impressive, but we're almost back to check it. Getting a little bit of relief. It's close to that daily pivot point, but I think we're about 10 points up from the low swing. I mean, we could get a possible reversal, I guess, off this location. But we could also just have a little bit of relief, trap some more people. There's some profit taking happening down here. Get some shorts involved in the market again for that next push down to ultimately actually check below that level. I think if we came down this far, it'd be pretty wild if we didn't check underneath this. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're big chillin'. Definitely a quick, relief in the other direction though. It is a one-time move so far. Yeah, I've said that a few times actually, man. I've said that in the past. For days like today, the patterns will still set up, and because I can't go any lower than 1 on a mini account, it's like if I traded a micro account, I could just use the same risk and take away some contracts, and then it would be the same thing, and then I could still trade the same moves. I've thought about that in the past. The main reason why I never did was because on the top step combines you can have one or the other, but my understanding is I can't trade both. I'd have to have, I don't even know if I can have 2 accounts through them like that, but yeah. This is a sim account now. I went back to a sim account, but when trading on the Top Step account, it used to be that way anyway. I couldn't do that. I could have one or the other. You are right. If I was trading my own account, it's just a Top Step. Like I could trade a micro account, or which is technically their swing account, or I could trade their day trading account, which is a minis account. But I can't trade micros on that trading account. We made it back up, tested the underside, basically got a massive red candle right away. It's interesting. Do we create a little bit of a higher low here and try again? A nice clean candle on the 5-minute chart, but it didn't happen in the right area for me. We got no liquidity points to the left at all, except for that daily swing point now. Feels some weird to type in 33,000 Bitcoin when I'm putting orders in on that market. Man, just typing in the prices to set orders, it's like, just feels weird. Some low prices. Low prices. Decent looking buy up candle would have encouraged some potential buyers. I think we went one tick over it too to try and trigger some buys. Yeah, we absolutely did. One tick over. Definitely would have triggered in some buy entries there. Probably some trapped longs. Could be the fuel if we get down below this to go that next step to check below that actual daily swing. We're at like 20.5 minute candles right now. Jeez. I don't know. It doesn't look the greatest. I feel like we still could go below. It's trying to buy up off a lower high, but tested twice, actually. I mean, I don't know. Congestion area. Could maybe test above. It's tested down long enough now and not fallen through. It looks like it wants to check the other way. I sure did. Just barely so far. That'd be a goofy ass looking bottom. Increase volume on these pushes. Not a bad squeeze, really. Surprised me. Well, failing to break a low. We didn't fail on this retest of the underside. I mean, I guess we test the moving average and then ultimately the other swing. Impressive if we held that higher low. That looks goofy to me, but I mean, it did it. A little bit of a relief rally. Looks more like a relief rally than anything else so far from overnight on the way down. From early this morning, I guess. Wonder what the volume profile looks like right now. Rate 2 point of control. All right, see you, buddy. Have a good rest of your day if you're not back. Yeah, there's really not much I want to do with this, if I'm being honest. In my head, I still think that we're going to see a lower price today, unless we really start to reverse off this level. I can't take any kind of high 1 or high 2 off this setup, and there was no liquidity test and reversal for any kind of reversal trade for me, so I gotta just sit on my hands and wait. Do we get any kind of failed breakout here? Didn't even quite touch the same high. Recoiling, I guess. Didn't break a low, didn't break a high. Trying again. We didn't sell right off from the test above. Still held relatively high. Yeah, we're trying to go higher. Our B period closed at 300,000 as well. So we actually have higher traded contract volume than Friday even still today. Pretty crazy. A little bit of a rejection there, but it wasn't the original breakout candle. Buyers haven't given up. Didn't even get a trigger underneath that candle. We're gonna get it right here, potentially. Yeah. See if it's a trap. Feels like a trap. Whew. Just made sense for it to be a trap shorts. This breakout candle happened at, it wasn't the original breakout candle. It stalled up here for a while. The original one held high, didn't get rejected, went even higher. Then we stalled up here. Small pullback for a shakeout made sense. Is this candle gonna fail the breakout? That looks like a failed breakout candle. Let's see where it closes. Doesn't look like a failed breakout candle anymore. Well, we've achieved the push back up. Tested the moving average, still didn't really fail. A little bit of struggle here. Never broke any swing lows. Now here we are testing the actual swing point. See if we respect this previous swing that pushed a low. Definitely found some sellers, some profit takers so far, but this was a strong recovery. Stronger than I expected after the low. Are you liking your new strategies you've been working on, man? I remember you saying that you had scratched your old system and you were making a new one. Nice, that's good to hear. The best feeling, man, when you're like working on something new like that and it feels good to do it, feels good to trade it. Even if you're not getting positive results, just like the good feeling. You can generally tell right away if it's something that you could like work from and make improvements, and like, you know, you're liking it or you're not. So it's good that you are. It's a good place to be in. You turned that page. Yeah, right on. I don't know if you were here earlier. I was mentioning, so I've been replay trading. Took your advice, and I think I mentioned that to you before last week. Anyways, one thing that I'm noticing, like, man, my AAA versions of my couple setups really don't happen that often, but when they do, they work quite well. And I'm really seeing that if I actually properly sit on my hands in between when the best setups happen and just take those, man, I could trade maybe, let's say I trade 3 to 5 times a week. I get 3 to 5 trades a week. If I can do that consistently, I can scale that so well. I don't need to trade more than that. For a long time, I thought that I needed to, but I'm seeing more and more that if I stay consistent, man, with just those proper opportunities, that's all I need. It's really it. Take those AAA setups, be able to consistently do, let's say, arbitrary number of $500 a week. Do that for a few weeks and then scale the contract up by one size. Do the same thing. As soon as I try to trade more or incorporate more, it's too much of a, I don't know, I'm always fighting my emotions. But if I do like the systematic, like pure robotic, you know, be the algorithm approach and only take those couple AAA setups that I really want that match everything perfectly a week, it works. Like, so it's what I'm trying to achieve instead of like trying to trade more. I don't need to trade more. In fact, I need to trade less. I just need to really, you know, be on point when the opportunity is perfect and then scale it. Double rejection. Tested one more time. Still not breaking above that level. Ooh, the seller stepped back in hard there, eh? The scaling plan is something I've never really implemented and never truly understood what it was capable of because I've never gotten to that point in my trading. But after trying to educate myself a little bit more on a proper scaling plan, it's actually kind of impressive how much your profits start to exponentially grow if you can stay consistent with whatever your approach is, even just regardless of, you know, whatever your approach is. As soon as you can be consistent, just scale that one thing instead of trying to add more, and the numbers all become what you want them to be quite quickly. But yeah, I've never really scaled like that before. My approach was always try to find more trading opportunities instead of scaling the ones that I was doing well with. We may get a one-time opportunity here. This is a nice rejection. We'll see. Nice, you know, pop trap. We could get a quick reversal here. We'll see if it lines up right. Sellers definitely step back into the market. Gonna be a nice liquidity point right here, right underneath this last 1 minute swing. Be kind of the perfect spot for the 5 minute chart to get to and hesitate, if it was going to. Didn't stall early on. Still looks good for a short if we can get another little poke below. See what kind of pullback we get here. The chances of this giving me a small indecision candle to risk off of, I mean, probably not very high with what we've been given today so far, but a man can dream. Have a good day, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude. We're still finding hesitation here at the right location. We figured underneath here, this box area. Well, slid a little bit farther than I expected, but I was expecting underneath here somewhere. We're kind of hesitating here. It's like higher lows, which is okay for now. Hasn't ever triggered a low one yet. Double top. Little test above. Let's see if we get rejected off that really nicely. Ooh. That's not the rejection we were looking for. Not one bit. The high or the low one opportunity is not going to trigger now. And in fact, we may be more bullish than we thought, or I thought. Held these higher lows. If this candle rejected right here and sold, it would have been beautiful, but it did not. That spike up kind of tells a little bit of a different story. Not really interested in shorting off of this anymore. I would have rather it have failed down here. Gonna have to be patient again. Was close to getting a setup right there. Did test above. Candle closing back closer to its lows, but not lower than where it opened. Let's check on the swing. I'll go lower than the swing. Yep. I'm not too sure what to think, really. We had some obvious sellers that stepped in. We kind of tested the perfect pullback location for liquidity, but then we failed to make a high. So, you know, this comes back down and goes lower again, then this spot that we've held, it's not the greatest for longs because now we failed to actually, we've tested the swing and failed. If we break down below 83. There it is. We did get below. See if it fails the breakout. It's a very small test below. Yeah, that could be a great long. Didn't successfully close below. It barely checked below. Closed as a doji. See if this retest holds. It's showing signs of wanting to hold, but it's giving another cheap entry. Inside candle. Trying to make lower tops here. Got one tick underneath. It's either going to be the best long for the next 20 minutes or a quick stop out. Quick stop out. It did go lower. Really tried to hold that. We had quite a bounce. It's kind of a two-leg pullback, but not like this pullback from the high is not the situation where I want to buy though, a two-leg pullback at all. We got no trap situation currently to set up for a high one. We were close here, didn't continue. Could play some form of two-leg pullback flag to the downside, but that's pretty much it. So we're just watching right now, big chillin'. Small little flag area here. We can hold and not break a low and test one more time for a two-leg move right here. We could get a two-legged pullback entry to the short side off a nice little flag potentially. Might just go. Yeah, it's just gonna go. Nice close at the low. Think could keep going. This holds a higher low here. We're going to be into some bigger price coiling. Failed high, failed low. Well, we're hesitating again. We came back up, kind of failed at the same location. Now we're kind of bouncing back and forth. It makes sense as we're approaching our low. What is slightly interesting is that this was not a quick, like this start right here. The fact that it's been much more gradual now. We're slowly stair stepping down is interesting. Wasn't a quick move back down. We may get second entry here. See if this candle fails a breakout. It's got a long time before it closes though. Did get rejected. Oh, it's gonna be a huge candle now. That's unfortunate. Got no trigger yet either. Can't take this retest of a cheaper price because there's no trigger. There's the trigger. 10-point risk though, like there's the pattern. Finally got a full setup. Ooh, wow, we got a 1-tick poke below it. Close way back up in. It's a potential strong long right there. Two-legged pullback failed. 1-tick poke, close back up in. Immediate close of the trade. Could that higher low may be happening and we coil up again. $70. Nice, yeah. Small micro reversal happening right here. This is either going to be a trap and this should one time straight down, or it holds and we make a second leg up and this ends up continuing to coil. And then it goes something like that. We'll see. The big pullback could be the trap. A little shakeout for the next move down. We never did get a pullback. This is the first pullback, which doesn't really look like a pullback right now. It's definitely trying to hold. I don't know. No, it's gonna close on its low. We're gonna close on the low. Ooh, we're not closing on the extreme low. We're going lower. We break back below our reversal level. Oh my. I feel like there's a lot of people right now adjusting. This price action caused people to do some stuff for sure. I mean, it would have made me if prices weren't so expensive, because I definitely would have wanted this two-legged pullback, which then would have stopped me out. I would have had to ditch the position right on this candle close though. We had a one tick poke and a candle close way back up in. I would have ditched the position right away at a small loss. And ideally would have reversed long right above this candle. But then at the same time, that reversal pattern is for two legs, which we haven't got yet. But I'm pretty sure like a lot of people would have been getting out at break even, like that steep pullback, and now we've been struggling down here. Could see a lot of people adjusting their position through here, getting back out. Good shakeout. Would have put a lot of people right into heat. Anyone who tried to play that breakout reversal or played it up higher or anything would have been under heat on the first pullback. Then after we went stagnant, it was like, you know, would you want to keep holding that trade? A reversal trade did not bang out like it, you know, you'd think quickly. So it would be very tempting to ditch that position. So I think this is kind of an area of indecision. I'm gonna watch for a failed breakout above the swing if it happens, because it would be a nice 2-leg pullback on the 5-minute chart. We got a failed breakout up here. More coil, more confusion. Not much for me to do here. Is it gonna try? The more times it fails up here and pushes back down, I mean, it's keeping our price action relatively flat and sideways, which is good for the flag, but the more times it traps shorts and then it doesn't go, if we break up above, the chances of it failing liquidity is more likely to be a slide. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm ready in case we get an opportunity. It's good coil price action. If we get a failed breakout above it, Ooh. Never gonna test above, it's just gonna test below first. Yeah, so no real, it was a lower high 2-leg pullback. A lot of accumulation happened there. Finally pushed out of it. Let's see what kind of low a day test we get here. There's our new low a day. So a little flag created the push, which we expected. Well, we didn't close below. Now we're getting a couple inside candles. Getting pretty close to my cutoff time too. I think I'm just probably gonna call it. No opportunities today for me. Was close a few times. If I was ignoring candle presentation size, this was technically a setup here, but it would have resulted in a tiny loss. Because I got the 2-leg pullback, we got the failed breakout of the second leg. It was a good presentation, other than there was a little bit of accumulation above it and below it, where it wasn't as clean of a push and then the 2-leg. But as far as presentation, it was, you know, right location, right context and everything, and it would have resulted in a small loss. But should have flipped the position off of the getting out of that trade into a long, because we got presented with a quick one. Oh, nice. A 1-tick poke and a close weight back up in off of this potential W. It's a great potential reversal entry. Now this trade would have been held for 2 legs though, so this pullback, you know, I had no opportunity to change anything. So I would have ended up, as soon as this candle broke up, I would have been able to move my stop to here, and then realistically, as soon as this candle pulled back down and tried to go again, I would have trailed the stop again and probably ended up just getting shaken out at another tiny loss. You know, maybe the two together would have equaled around 1 risk, maybe a little bit less than 1 risk. Without taking time into consideration on any of these trades, you know, would have just tried to be using the swing points. They didn't end up ever working like they were supposed to. So those were the only opportunities that really happened that I wanted. Was waiting here, never got the follow through, and then there was nothing early on. we were kind of ready for that failed breakout, right? We were looking up here, but was it like 10 points to get into the trade, 12 points to get in off that candle. Now, I mean, it paid out a lot, way more than 2, 3 to 1, but the current setup, 10 points is just too much. So I'll check back this afternoon and see if there's any opportunities that might happen this afternoon, but for now, that'll be my day. No AAAs that could really play properly today, so we'll be back here again first thing tomorrow morning. Take care, guys.